Hello, thank you for the question. What is a virtual machine? A virtual machine or VM is a software-based computer that functions just like a physical computer. It has its own operating system, application, files, and network settings. But instead of running directly on the hardware, it runs on top of software layer called hypervisor. The hypervisor is responsible for creating and managing the virtual machine. It allows multiple VMs to share the same physical server while keeping them isolated from one to another. This means that if one virtual machine experiences some problem or issue, it usually does not affect the other one that reside inside the same server. A virtual machine has several core components. The first will be the virtual CPU or vCPU. This represents the processing power assigned to the virtual machine. The hypervisor maps the virtual CPU to the physical processor on the host machine. The number of virtual CPU assigned determine how much processing power or capacity the virtual machine has for running application and complete the task that we assign to. And the second component is the virtual memory, and also known as RAM. As in all the server and computer, and the RAM is essential because it stores the data of the program that are currently executing in the operating system. The RAM in any of the hardware or computer is important because it stores the data program currently being executed by the operating system. Assigning the right amount of RAM helps ensure a good performance while allowing multiple virtual machines to efficiently share the physical server memory. Another important component is the virtual storage. Instead of using a physical hardware drive directly in the server, a virtual machine uses a virtual disk that are stored as file on the system, on the host system. This virtual disk contains operating system, installed application, and user data. One advantage is that they can easily be copied, backup, or moved to another server or another host, virtual physical host. A virtual machine also includes a virtual network interface card. The components allow the VM to communicate with other virtual machines with physical computer and also the internet. Through the virtual network, organization can build a secure network while still providing external connectivity as needed. Finally, the virtual machine has its own guest operating system, such as Windows Server, Windows 11, Ubuntu, or another system. Each guest OS operates independently, giving users the same experience that they will have in a physical server or physical computer. Together, these components allow virtual machine to function almost exactly as a standalone physical computer, while sharing the resource for efficiency with other virtual machine. Okay, and regarding the use of virtual machine or VMs in the business, it provides many advantages that make it essential technology nowadays in the modern business. One of the biggest benefits is the cost reduction. Instead of purchasing 10 physical servers for 10 applications, we can only consolidate in those servers in maybe one or two powerful servers. This gives us a significant reduction of hardware costs, electricity, cooling expense, and also the data center space that is also expensive. And another important advantage is a better resource utilization. Physical servers are often sometimes under the 20 or 10% of their capacity. Virtualization allows organization to maximize hardware utilization by running multiple workloads on the same server. So in simple words, a virtual machine consists of virtual CPUs, virtual memory, storage, network, and also a guest operating system.